Coming to you live and or pre-recorded, I'm Sven Sandberg from the WTTT studios in beautiful Central Florida, and this is The Time Traveler, random ramblings and mindless musings from a prematurely retired travel consultant with your host, Greg Angstrom. All right. Thank you, Sven, for that introduction. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for that applause. So glad that you could join me today. As you may recall from our last sleep-inducing episode, I told you that we would be talking about onomatopoeias, but that will have to wait until our next episode, as today we are looking at our short junket to Iowa just 2 short months ago. We covered our first pandemic-era flight in the last episode, but now let's see what we did while in Iowa. Hey Sven, do you remember what Iowa stands for? Well, I shared this in one of our previous episodes. And now I want everyone to know that I am able to legally say this, as I am from Iowa and will always be from Iowa, all right? Iowa, I-O-W-A. Idiots out wandering around. Oh, okay, all right, you know what? Okay. It's really not funny. Okay, stop. Okay, it's not funny. Stop. Okay. It's really harsh and cruel. And it probably originated from some of our northern friends up in Minnesota, eh? All right, well, I have a little song to share with everyone today. You all know the famous German Christmas classic from 1824, O Tannenbaum, or O Christmas Tree, translated in English. O Christmas tree, how lovely are thy branches. Well, I have a special one just for Iowa. Are you ready? Iowa, oh Iowa, how lovely are your cornfields. Iowa, oh Iowa, we're hoping for those big yields. The corn is picked, it flowed so sweet, it looks as if our yields will meet. Iowa, oh Iowa, how lovely are your cornfields. All right, okay, glad that's over, as I'm sure you are too. All right, well, that applause was totally not necessary, but it was appreciated, okay? There are other verses dealing with hogs, cattle, and bean fields, but we will save those for another time. Be sure to pre-order my CD with this song and many other classic favorites for only $9.99. Now, back to our Iowa trip. Since we made the trip to visit my mother-in-law, I thought it would be appropriate to give her a little shout out visually per this picture with my lovely wife. You'll notice my wife, my mother-in-law, all smiles, enjoying themselves there on our trip to Iowa. And you can see that they had fun. We all did. We enjoyed ourselves immensely. Now, an October trip to Iowa would not be complete without a few fall foliage pictures. So let's look at a couple here. There's one, nothing too thrilling, a small tree, but some of the fall colors are evident there. Got a little bit different take, a little bit larger view of some fall foliage in October in Iowa. And for the coup de grace, the largest, greatest picture is right there. Save the best for last. Now, my wife said that as nice as these are, they were nowhere near as spectacular as the year before when she last visited. Well, as you all know, food is something that I enjoy talking about, and even more so, eating. The USA is so diverse in many different ways, but especially when it comes to food. Being a farm boy, one of my Iowa favorites is the breaded pork tenderloin. This delicious delicacy is typically found only in the Midwest. There is a Wisconsin-based restaurant chain, however, called Culver's, which has made its way to Florida, and they do offer a pork tenderloin, but it is nowhere near as good as what you will find in the #1 pork-producing state in the nation. In fact, Iowa produces about 3 times as much pork as the #2 contender, North Carolina. Well, every year, Iowa has a contest for the best pork tenderloin in the state. There are over 5,000 nominations for close to 500 different restaurants, so it is a big deal in this major pork-producing state. Now, I must confess that I have not been to the far reaches of Iowa to try every one, but in 2009, a small cafe ice cream shop called Goldie's in Prairie City was voted number 1. Now the good news is Goldie's was only 20 miles away from Knoxville, so it made for a very easy road trip. Now I am not typically one of those who post pictures on social media of every single meal that is eaten. I will, however, today make an exception for the breaded pork tenderloin. These photos are not digitally enhanced, and you can get an idea of the size as my wife has her hand next to the tenderloin for comparison. That, my friends, is real, all right? Now, the very best tenderloins are typically at least twice the size of the bun. While many tenderloins are pounded out to be almost paper thin, Goldie's masterpiece is quite thick and meaty. You know, almost drooling thinking about it. Well, this last picture demonstrates the proper way to dress the tenderloin. You will notice there's lots of dill pickles, lots of onion, ketchup, and mustard, and it is ready to go. Oh, so good. Well, we got out of Iowa on October 18 amidst snow flurries. A day later, those same areas that we just left had up to 6 or 7 inches of the white stuff. Quite early, even for Iowa, for that first snowfall. A gentle reminder that Iowa is a great place to be from. Well, as this Iowa boy signs off, remember, I'm kind of a big deal. Ciao for now. Thank you for joining us for today's episode. Remember to subscribe, share, and like this channel. This is Sven Sandberg for The Time Traveler, random ramblings and mindless musings from a prematurely retired travel consultant.